I think 1 Corinthians 13, it kind of sets an ideal. It's very hard for us to attain this. I'm pretty sure not many of us can say, well, I think I'm getting this right. 1 Corinthians, starting from verse 1. And now I will show you the most excellent way. If I speak in the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and surrender my body to the flames, I have not love, I have gained nothing. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast. It is not proud, it is not rude, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. So I want to tell a little bit, a lot of you will know this information, a lot of this information, but I want to kind of give an update on Amberwoods. A number of us go and visit Amberwoods of Farmington, which is about a mile from here. We go there every third Sunday of the month to go and conduct a little church service. We do a prayer, we do singing, and there's a message. It's usually not a long message. There's two other activities that occur at Amberwoods that I'm not too sure too many of us realize. One is a game night. Now, I know there's a number of us that have attended those game nights. They can be a lot of fun. I think, just as a kind of a boast, I think this past year we had a game of Uno there, and it's the biggest Uno game I've ever been involved in. It was an awful lot of fun there. And there's also another activity that occurs, and I know not too many of us have been involved in this, and that's studies with individuals there. I know Tom has studied with people in the past. Mary, have you had the opportunity? She has as well. And recently I've also had the opportunity to study with people at Amberwoods. Now, I'm not too sure if everyone's really familiar with Amberwoods, but it's really meant to be a recovery home for an illness or surgery or something like that. And again, another boast here, in case, I don't know if you all know, but Janice, who's been with us for a long time, she was originally from Amberwoods. Jesus met her there many years ago, and they had a lot of conversations and probably a lot of Bible studies as well, and she was baptized the way she should be. I've been involved with a resident there, John, and we had a number of studies together. It was pretty successful. I don't think he was really curious at the end of it for wanting more, but he certainly was one of the most receptive people. He was over 60, I'm pretty sure. One of the most receptive people I've ever met. His background, he was a church person, and he was very diligent in what he was attending and listening to. It really kind of blew my mind that you don't come across that every day. There's been other people, you probably won't know these names, but these are people that have been there for long periods, and those of us that attend know these people. There was a lady named Mamie who was also very encouraging and was very not scared of speaking up when she was in any of our meetings. Sarah, she's been there since the earliest I've attended there. And anyone who's been there will have met Sarah. She always has a sharp wit and something sharp to say to you. There's a lady named Janie who's very quiet. She's been there consistently as well. There's been a person, Mary Jane, that I've spoken to you, some of you about, who's been there not too long, and there's been others as well. And the two personnel that we deal with pretty consistently there, it's Nicole and Linda, and they really are on their game. Now, I'm not saying that to be casual about it. They go out of their way. And it was only about a year back that I realized when we have our game nights, it's kind of like overtime for these two, either of these ladies, whoever's attending. So they're kind of going out of their way to accommodate us with our game nights. So that's kind of encouraging when you realize that. The sad news I have, and this kind of knocked my Thursday, and it's I'm still in shock about it, but Mary Jane passed away on Thursday. I've been studying with her for a number of months, and as I got a job and I got a family, I can't be there all the time, and I couldn't get there as often as I wanted to. But she had been very receptive as well. Unfortunately, I do not know what her decision was about being baptized. It is a discussion I'd only been having, I'd say, the last month or two with her. So it's difficult for me to say where she stands or where she would be standing with God. I've got to leave that in God's hands, but it's still quite a shock when you know someone that you're dealing with passes away all of a sudden. It sounded like she passed away very peacefully. It was Linda who broke the news to me, and I was at work, so it was I was totally unprepared for that. Now, what I'm really wanting to get to about this is there's two people there that I know are in a bad situation. And I'll have to use this word. It's not a nice word. But they've effectively been abandoned by their families. Maybe not the biggest shock in old age homes. They don't get visits from their families. But, you know, when I came to realize this, I was thinking, this is really sad. And this is kind of where my appeal's coming in, and I want you guys to pay attention. There are probably other people there that I do know that are in a similar situation. I can't confirm it, and I can't say for a fact, yes, this person is in that situation. But to me, it's just scary. It's horrifying. Mary Jane was such a person. Nearly every time I visited, the subject would come up about, I don't know why my daughter will not return my call. I just can't imagine the feeling that's associated with that for that lady. And I came to realize, yes, this is a case of we don't want anything to do with our mother anymore. I don't know what the motivations are, so I can't really cast a stone, but it is a very sad situation, however you look at it. So I want to encourage each of you that have never been there to maybe attend just once to see what's going on there, to see the situation for yourselves. If anything, the minimum I ask is please keep these people in prayer. And there are regularly people, new faces appearing there. And as you can imagine, there's some faces that are there that aren't there anymore. And I'm assuming they all go home, but that's a big assumption, as you might imagine. And if you do come and attend, just keep in mind, it's your presence that's important, because I think nearly every time we've been there, and I know there's a number of us here that have been there fairly regularly, the reception is always good. You always feel welcome when you leave. There's always a sense of appreciation. Most of the people there are thankful that you came and you spent some time with them. So I'm encouraging each of you, please come and join us, at least have a look at what's going on. As I'm saying, there are sad situations there. You might not realize it when you get there, but you can make a difference. And I'm really wanting to encourage that we keep them in prayer. I probably don't speak about it enough when I'm up here, or even just speaking with you guys face to face. But this is a wealth of opportunity. And I'm not just thinking of Amberwoods when I make that statement. I'm pretty sure a lot of us have dealt with recovery centers or old age homes somewhere along the line. I know some of us have definitely. That's not Amberwoods. I'm pretty sure a lot of these places have similar situations with some of the residents there. And these are opportunities. The opportunity with Mary Jane and with John that I helped with, I wasn't expecting these. It was the last thing on my mind, but it was an opportunity, and with Mary Jane it did yield some fruit. So I'm not going to say it's an easy thing, because there's going to be things that are going to drag you down and going to probably blow your mind as well, but I can be pretty sure you'll be helping the situation. In the beginning, or the verse for today was about families and how a family structure should operate. And it just strikes me that when you're in those situations and you're in those environments, you realize something's missing. And as I've mentioned, I believe people have been abandoned there. So I believe we will be welcome when we find those people that are wanting that company. Not everyone wants company. Not everyone wants to come to our services, but you can be sure that there are people that you can make a difference to, or difference for. So I want to encourage each of you, maybe a challenge for the next few months, see if you can come and visit Amberwoods with us and see what's going on there. There's a lot of need over there, and as Christians, we claim we love people. Maybe we're not perfect, but there's always something we can do, and God has gifted each of us in some way where we can help people in those situations. So I want to leave that with you today. If there's any other needs, if there's anything you need prayers for right now, please come forward as together we stand and sing.